Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 genius ideas that should be everywhere. So the world is full of amazing inventions, but every day something new and amazing gets invented. These are some amazing ideas that should be implemented everywhere, as they'd make everyone's lives so much better. But before these ideas spread all over the world, check them out in this video. But before we get into it, here's the genius idea: subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have staircase slide. So something that's all over the place is staircases. They're in every area, whether it's urban, rural or suburban. The only problem is staircases aren't so fun. They're pretty boring and take a while to walk down. That is why indoor staircases are often accompanied by elevators. But you can't put elevators outside, so that is why one country came up with a genius idea: staircase slides. All of the adults can walk down the stairs, but kids can slide. I guess adults could too if they don't mind looking silly. But seriously, this is way funner than the stairs and a lot quicker too. They put these in a bunch of parks in various different countries. I guess why walk when you can slide? I just wish they put these everywhere, including cities. I'd love to see a bunch of businessmen in suits sliding down these. Next up is pizza vending machines. So nowadays we heavily rely on vending machines. Most people get their lunches from vending machines. You used to only get things like bags of chips or chocolate. Then they started putting drinks in vending machines. And nowadays you can get things like fresh sandwiches and donuts. And in countries like Japan, things like toys and underwear. But I can almost guarantee that you've never seen a pizza vending machine. Well, these do actually exist, and they're called Let's Pizza. Now, this image was taken in Croatia, but who knows, they may be all over the world. If you've ever seen a fresh pizza machine, let me know, and let me know where it is. It's one thing to have pre-made pizza slices in a vending machine, but this vending machine can make an entire pizza just like that without anyone around. Who knows, maybe in Domino's, these will soon replace the staff. They say robots will soon take all of our jobs, and I guess this is the start of that. Let's just hope robots don't learn how to make top 10 videos, otherwise I'm screwed. Next up is strategic elevator button. So I've already said how elevators are super useful. They're a lot quicker and a lot less work than stairs. But the only problem with elevators is when you press the button you have to wait around for ages for one to come. Well, that is why this hotel has placed their buttons for the elevators very strategically. They've placed them around 30 feet away from the doors. Now, from a first glance, this may look super random, but think about it. When you press it, there's going to be some time between you walking to the door. This means the doors will be open by the time you get to them. They placed the button this far away for a reason. They measured the average time an elevator takes to arrive, and according to their measurements, if you press the button, one should come exactly as you walk up to the doors. This saves people a ton of time, especially if they're in a rush. Nowadays, people love having stuff on demand and hate waiting around. So this is definitely a futuristic idea that should be implemented everywhere. I just can't help but think I would always forget to press the button, but maybe that's just me. Next up is heel helpers. So for any business women working in cities out there, this will be essential. We all know that in big cities, there are drains everywhere. Now, men likely don't see an issue with this, but women wearing high heels do. Just imagine your high heel falling down one of these. It'll likely either break your high heel or make you fall over. That is why this city installs some things called heel helpers. They look kind of like the footprints on the floors of McDonald's, but instead they're designed to not make your high heel slip down the drain. These have been strategically placed so that everyone can walk in a regular fashion on drains. This woman using them is wearing Louboutin shoes. These shoes can cost tens of thousands of dollars, so it's a good thing she doesn't have to break them on a drain. Have you guys ever seen heel helpers? And if not, have you ever needed them after breaking your high heel or falling over? Next up is smart pill bottle. So this one is great for elderly people and people on medicine. Most people need to take their pills at certain times each day. For example, every 6 hours. But it can be a real pain remembering to do this. And sometimes elderly people with memory problems forget whether they've taken their pills or not. This can sometimes lead to them taking too many pills or too few, which is not good either way. Well, this amazing pill bottle actually tells you when you last opened it. This way you can know the last time you took a pill. So if you need to take a pill every 7 hours, you just wait for it to say last opened 7 hours ago and you take another pill. This invention is called a timer cap, and these are super amazing and should be everywhere. Just think about how many people it could help out, and potentially how many lives it could save. Next up is exact bookmark. Have you ever needed to stop reading a book all of a sudden? Usually when you have to stop reading a book, you try and finish the page. But sometimes that can be super annoying if you're right in the middle of the page, or if something time sensitive like your train or bus arriving occurs. Most of the time, folding a page or putting a bookmark in works. But if you haven't finished the page, you won't know where you left off. Well, that is why somebody made this very precise bookmark. It's a large rubber band with an arrow on it, and you can make the arrow point to the last line you were reading. This way you can start off exactly where you finished. You can even adapt this bookmark to fit your book size. So whether you're reading a small book or a large book, this works either way. I can see this being majorly helpful to anyone who reads a lot. It's called a Fred fingerprint, and these are big sellers. It's kind of a niche and fun product right now, but I predict these will be big. Next up is Sud Blaster. So from the elevator one before, we know people hate waiting around. It's super boring, and one of the times you have to wait around a lot is when you're getting your car washed. You usually have to wait inside, watching your car go through the car wash, bored out of your mind. Well, that is why one car wash put this invention in. It's called a Sud Blaster, and it allows you to shoot suds at your car as you wait. So not only do you get to do something fun, you also get to clean your car even more. I guess this gas station knows that everyone is a big kid inside, and whether you're a 16-year-old guy with a new car or an old man, this is fun either way. It seems kind of like those Disney rides you see, but instead you actually get to fire real suds at your car. Next up is webcam cover. So nowadays, the one thing every internet user is obsessed with is privacy. Whether it's true or not, it seems like everyone's trying to access your computer, from companies taking your data to the NSA spying on you. That is why many people cover up their webcams with tape. From celebrities to average people, everyone's doing it, even Mark Zuckerberg. Well, at work, one guy's office installed webcam covers on every laptop. Take that, FBI. But really, this is a great thing for workers' privacy. This allows workers to actually choose whether they want their webcams on or off. I guess the NSA could always put secret cameras behind your screens, but perhaps they're not at that level just yet. Not every office worker can put tape on their computer camera. Sometimes they need the camera for things like conference calls. So that's why this invention is very handy and should be everywhere. Next up is cart calculator. So, do you ever go over budget at the store? It can be really embarrassing if you do at the checkout, as it means you'll have to go and put stuff back. Well, one store tried out this new invention to avoid embarrassing customers at the checkout. And it also allows people to not be so surprised by their shopping bills. They basically attached a calculator onto all of their shopping carts. This allows them to add up all of the prices of what they're buying. There's no button to calculate the tax on the objects, but most countries other than America include the tax in the price, so perhaps this isn't taken in the USA. But wherever this is a very genius idea that they should implement everywhere. Would you guys use a cart calculator if your store had these? Next up is Honest Toothpaste. So this is something that shouldn't just be on toothpaste, but every product. But check out this tube of toothpaste. On the back it describes the ingredients' name, what it actually is, and what it does. For example, it says aqua is actually water and it moistens the toothpaste. And it said calcium carbonate is actually chalk and it's a gentle abrasive. This is a super useful and informative thing. Just imagine if they did this on every product. I think we'd stop buying a lot of stuff. Most of the time, they only write very complex things on the ingredients of toothpaste. But who knows, maybe this way of writing ingredients will take off. Some people online have said this should be the law. Do you think it should actually be the law that companies write their ingredients like this, or is it just a cool idea that companies should adopt? Next up is Internet Purchase Zone. So buying things online is the new way people shop. You can buy it from Amazon and get it shipped right to your house, or with Amazon's new policies, right inside your house. But another way to buy things is on Craigslist and eBay. This is where people give you your item in person. The only problem is some people are scared of doing this, especially after some of the YouTube pranks you see.
I'm sorry we had to do that to you.
People are scared of who they may run into when buying and selling things online. It's often a good idea to meet in a public place, but sometimes that doesn't happen. That is why one city added a safe public place to conduct exchanges made online. Now, you may be asking, what's so safe about this place? Well, it's right in front of a police station. Yeah, no serious crimes are going to be committed anywhere near here. This means people can make exchanges at all hours of the day. This really is a great idea that could make people feel a lot more safe. Even if it's not preventing anything bad actually happening, it's at least making people feel more secure. Next up is snow strips. So everyone likes going to the bar now and then. There's a few ways to keep your drinks cold, like ice cubes. But if you have a drink like whiskey that you drink slowly, sometimes the ice can melt and water it down. Well, that is why this bar came up with a very good way to keep drinks cold. They put a strip of snow on the bar to keep your drink cold. They call this a frost strip. It keeps your drink cool for long amounts of time. And also it looks pretty cool, like a ski lodge. I guess this means you can't lean on the bar, seeing as there's snow all over it. But perhaps that's worth it, seeing as it keeps your drink super cold. I have to say, this is cool, literally. Next up is crossing times. So this one is in Rwanda, which is a pretty poor country. But just because it doesn't have a lot of money doesn't mean it doesn't have some great ideas. Most of the time we have to wait around for stoplights. And we have to keep on our toes as we never know when they might change. Well, that is why in Rwanda they actually have these counters on the stoplights. This tells you the time remaining until the light on them changes. This is a seriously genius idea that they should have everywhere. It's so convenient, and it means you won't have to wait around not knowing when the light's gonna change. They also have these in India too, and by the looks of some of India's roads, it's a good thing they do. Next up is bin ring. So one of the biggest problems in cities is trash. Sometimes there's not many bins around, so people simply litter their trash. And sometimes people are just plain lazy, so they litter. Well, one city found a way to stop this. They put basketball nets over all of their trash cans. This not only reminds people to throw things in the bin, but it also makes it fun. I think this would make people go out of the way even more to throw things away, as it would be so fun. Everyone remembers pretending that the trash can was a basketball net in class. But now people will be able to do this on the streets, and it should really help out the litter problem. Next up is smart USB. So if you ever needed to put something on a USB urgently, you may have grabbed one but you're not sure if it's full or not. Well, that is why this very smart USB tells you exactly how much of it you've used. Most of the time you have to plug in a USB and then look up the info to see how much storage you have left. But in this one, instead of it showing up in gigabytes, it shows a clear percentage of how much you've got left. These USBs are made by Lexar and they look awesome. And apparently they're not even that much more expensive than a regular USB. I think every company should be using these. Of course, nowadays most people use cloud storage. But you can't deny, USBs are sometimes very useful, and this would make them even more useful. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the best invention on this list. If you want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.